ਅੰਟਾਰੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਹੋਈ ਬਹਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਆਗੂਆਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰੈਸਿਵ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਆਗੂ ਡਗ ਫੋਰਡ ਉਤੇ ਤਿੱਖੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਫੋਰਡ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਹਮਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਮੋੜਵਾਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇਣ ਦੀ ਥਾਂ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਤੇ ਕਿਫਾਇਤੀਪਨ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। एनडीपी लीडर एंड्रिया हॉर्वथ ने कहा कि जदों पीसी लीडर ने अहुदा संभालिया सी तां फोर्ड इलैक्ट्रिक वाहन चार्जर नूं जिउं ट्रांजिट स्टेशनां तों हटा दिता गया सी। बाकी आगूआं ने नर्सां ते होर पब्लिक सैक्टर वर्कर्स लई मुआवजे विच वाधे संबंधी बिल नूं रद्द करन दे मुद्दे उत्ते आख्या कि इस नाल नर्सां ते होर कर्मचारियां नूं एक समय अदायगी नालों वधेरे मदद हो जानी सी।
Yes to rebuilding our economy with better jobs and bigger paychecks. Yes to building highways and key infrastructure like 413 and the Bradford bypass. We're saying yes to keeping costs down and putting more money back into your pockets. We've already scrapped the license fees and we scrapped the tolls and we're cutting the gas tax. We're saying yes for working for workers by getting more people in the skilled trades and manufacturing. And we're saying yes to keeping our economy and our province open today and for the future. Friends, let's say yes, let's get it done.
My question to Mr. Ford is, why are your developer buddies more important than making sure people can have homes that they can actually afford in their
Costing us tens of billions of dollars a year being stuck in traffic. And the people in Vaughan, in Caledon, in Brampton, they want the 413. Matter of fact, Mr. Del Duca, it was one of your candidates that went out there and they're promoting the 413. So I'm not too sure if you're agreeing with your candidate when they said we have 2.5 million people coming to this province over the next few years. We need places for them, number one, to live. We need transportation to get from one point of the province to another, making sure goods are flowing. But you're going to save a half an hour each way. That's an hour that you get to spend with your family. We are going to build the 413, the Bradford bypass.
Got the issue regarding flip-flopping. I've been very clear on this since my time as Minister of Transportation all the way through. Here's an interesting thing Mr. Ford likes to ignore. Most of the municipal councils in the affected communities have now changed their position on his reckless highway. I'll also point out that the independent panel that I struck to review that highway many years ago actually reported, as Mr. Schreiner said earlier, that only a small handful of commuters would save literally seconds. Here's what an Ontario Liberal government will do with your money, those $10 billion. We're going to build 200 new schools across this province and repair 4,500 others. We're going to make sure that windows in your kids, that's going to take an estimated 400,000 cars off our roads, a much better investment for you at home than Doug Ford's reckless Highway 413.
So
okay, thank you.
Talk a little bit about rent controls. I think that was your question, was it not? About in 2022, and rent controls came off under the Harris government. And then, of course, unfortunately and disappointingly, 15 years in office, and the Liberals didn't choose to bring them back.
We did.
And now we see what's happening. We have a situation where renters are getting increases of like 30 and 40%. How can anybody be expected to come up with that kind of money? So yes, rent controls will come back under an NDP government. They should have never been taken off, nor should it have been a status quo with the Liberal government. But there's more to it than that. There are everyday expenses that people need to be able to afford, and people need a wage that you can pay the bills on. Mr. Ford took $6,000 out of minimum wage workers' pockets, and now he has Bill 124, a low-wage policy that not only affects workers in the public sector, but now it's spreading into the private sector. And people are on strike for good wages because Mr. Ford's buddies figured out that he's setting a stage for a low